Okay, this is June, I believe it's June the 3rd, it's Tuesday, and it is June the 3rd, 2019. I'm in my truck, and I'm just making a recording of the temperature. It says 102 degrees, and this is what I have to do. Most days I have to live in my truck because I'm still waiting on the states here in Nevada, the elected officials, the constable, the police officers, the federal agents. I'm waiting on everybody here in Las Vegas to go ahead and evict these people off my property. They have been warned so many times. The last one that they had was a 24-hour notice, but because it is the corrupt states here that sold them the house, I'm having a hard time getting them evicted off my property. I don't have any place to stay, so I have to live in my truck. So that's one of the reasons why I took making a video of how hot it is in this truck, because you know that is CIA torture at its finest, or inhumane conditions. You know that the your Constitution, all the other laws and everything talks about this cruel punishment, cruel treatment. Now, every last one of them know that that I am living in my truck and that house was supposed to be returned. The courts didn't order this so many times. It's even included in a judgment. I have a judgment, many judgments, and I enter into other judgments with all these other courts. So I have judgments, I have court orders, I have paid invoices. I even wrote the people a check and it cleared my account, cash money for that house. So the house been secured and paid for about 3 or 4 different times. And yet I'm still happy because it is the states of Nevada, the elected officials in Las Vegas, that are giving me the hard time. I can't get anyone to go over there and evict these people off my property. Now, they knew I was coming back home from visiting in Texas, just visiting in Texas. They knew I was coming back home. So months prior to me coming back home, they just go in there and gut out everything in my salon, and they gut out everything in my home, knowing they did it spitefully, knowing that this case is caught up in litigation, that this case is still pending litigation. So, and everywhere I go, I can't really stay with anymore because these here, Catherine Cortez, the governor here, and Harry Reid, the three are particular. They are the ones who are blocking me, who are changing the identities of every person whom I go and stay. So it is a different type of conspiracy. The conspiracy that they are doing is changing the identities of individuals, which the law calls blocking their property, seizing their property meaning as a human person. Only certain people can do that. So that is what Catherine, Harry Reid, and Governor Brian Sandoval is doing. And that is why, because they feel like this is their city, which is not, but they feel like this is, so they block it, every effort that I make. And due to that unlawful pen register, trap and trace, the unlawful optical surveillance, and the digital implementation, they have access to me 24/7. Now, laws state that even if for the world's worst criminal, the world's worst terrorist, that type of surveillance was only supposed to be used for 90 days. We talking about from 2004 up until now, 15, 16 years, or however long it is, that these people have practically made me a ghost because they have access to my thoughts, to my visual, to my mind, to my dreams, to absolutely everything. Your taste bud, absolutely everything. So I am still waiting on them to reverse that, to give me my natural rights back, my substantial rights back, my natural rights, my inalien rights, my God-given rights back that they had no rights to take. The courts ordered them to suppress the evidence from the unconstitutional wiretap. And in so many words, all that means is for them to restore me, a critical restoration, as I have an order number for what the courts give me is called a critical restoration. I gave them that order number and everything, and they are still refusing to restore me my rights, restore me my property back, meaning my house, my daughters, my livelihood, my life back, everything, my bank account at Bank of America. It was just shut down with money in it, the whole 9 yards. So I can't even get my IRS income tax, my Internal Revenue tax refunds, my own money that I paid into the IRS. I had a business that have employees who I paid taxes on. I matched their taxes and paid them taxes. They won't even give me my own tax refund back. So this shows conspiracy, and it's from the top, because they illegally and lawfully sold me into human trafficking. Everything that they're doing, this media, black underground Ponzi scheme, black marketing, it is called, some of that, those criminal activities falls up under human trafficking. It falls up under forced slavery, forced servitude, kidnapping, abduction. So they literally basically kidnap me, abduct me. All these laws, all of these criminal activities falls up under those laws. So because it was these three in 2004 who have done that, took away my natural rights, I'm having a hard time in this city. And because they can monitor me 24/7, they know my every move. So everywhere I go, like moments before I get there, they either do one or two things. They call the people and block me, or they can quickly change their identities within seconds. And so this is a problem I had. The other day I tried to get a hotel room. Do you know that Catherine, Harry Reid, and the governor here, do you know that they blocked me from even getting a room at the hotel? I had called up to Fiestas, and I was they held me on. First of all, they kept hanging up, and I just kept calling back. Then they put me on hold for a long time, and then after about 20 minutes a call just dropped again, and I'm outside the place. I can go inside the place and do the same thing. They always, every room I go, every hotel I go, they'll never have no rooms. The parking lot is empty. It can be a local hotel, but the parking lots can be empty. They don't have a hotel. They don't have rooms, or else they'll jack the prices up high, other than what you just saw on the internet, and all of these other things is going on. So this is just a blatant evil cruelty. It appears that these states in Las Vegas are trying to get me to shut down the government, which I am not. So it appears that they have intentionally come up with all this bullshit because they want a enterprise. I'm not giving them that enterprise. My case was already solved in 2014. Judge Joanna Kissinger instructed Linda C. Anderson, who was the Chief Deputy Attorney General at the time. She told her to take Samaya in the office and asked her what she wants. She ruled in my favor. She said, yes, you do have evidence, substantial evidence. Take her in there and see what she wants. So she ruled in my favor. She told her, take me there. All I'm doing to this day is just trying to get that judgment, go into their room and tell these people what I want. And so that's all I'm doing right now, is to just trying to get relief for the damages, the permanent damages that has been sustained. I'm trying to get injunctions. I'm trying to get attorney fees, an advancement of fund, emergency fund. I'm just trying to get what the judge already said that I can have. Now in 2014, not just that one, but any order, once the judge give an order, according to the federal rules of evidence, that order does not and cannot be heard again. So there is no need in them keep trying to pretend like they're investigating this, like they're trying to evaluate me or investigate the case or do all that. According to the federal rules of evidence, you need no extra proof. The order was already in. America had, or whoever it is, these people here, they had no right to interfere in that case. I paid for that case $270 July the 30th, 2014. And every document that I filed after that, I paid cash money. Well, I paid it through my Visa card, my business account. I paid it through my granny's business account. And I used legal June processing services and a few other ones. But I paid for that case. So Catherine and Linda had no right to go, or the police officers had no right to go in and take that case. That is my case. I own it. I paid for it. I've been studying the law for 4 years. You forced me, because I've been trying to settle out ever since 2014. I've been trying to settle out of this case. I just merely wanted to go back to work and just settle out this case, and for them to stop this illegal this illegal surveillance. So they forced me to go to court just so they could steal the case, is what it appears. But you forced me to do it. So now all I want is this 2014 case. I want it resolved. That's it. She go take her and ask her what she want. I'm gonna tell her what I want. I want them to rebuild my reputation. Number one. Since then, there was more evidence that point to the Cheney family and a few other peoples here in town. Since they was the one, and I have proof that they tainted my reputation and doing a lot of stuff. So, and that's part of what I want, is to get rid of, not to get rid of, but to have some of the, I call them small fries, arrested. Small fries meaning this here situation with Harry Reid, with Governor Brian Sandoval, and with Catherine Cortez Masto. And a few other heavy hitters. I was trying to just get a few small fries arrested just for the sake of the general public and the reputation building due to the massive of this case, or the magnitude, I should say, of this here matter. But it appears that some are still, possibly those representing America, who is trying to shut the government down through this case. This case is not worth them shutting no government down. This was an individual case, Samaya Hodges against Catherine Cortez Masto, for my illegal surveillance, not for the world, America, not for America. It was for Samaya only and Catherine Cortez Masto. Now, I brought in a couple of my family members in, Clara Mae Hoffman clan, but it was only for mine. This was not a case America nor its people should have interfered with, and that's the problem that I'm having. America is trying to control judges, and America is trying to take this case to put an end to some shit that they've been doing for centuries. But now that the black people's involved, now they're trying to force another black to put an end to their bullshit that they started. This is an individual case. Get me out of America. I paid for that case. And if the law don't work, then you need to let every prisoner out of jail. And you need to close down every courthouse if you're not going to adhere to your words, your constitution, your statutes, your laws, or whatever. Then you need to just like every man for themselves and fuck the law kind of thing. If that's what you're just going to do, a blatant outright evil. Or maybe you was trying to do that to entice and to start a civil war, but we're not going to have that, and I'm not going to have that. I've been civilized for this whole 5 years. You done fucked my child, you fucked my family, you made them fuck each other. I just want out of the case, America. This is a simple matter. It shouldn't have escalated to that, and you cannot force me to fix this motherfucking country. Y'all fucked it up. Fix it.